are ready to begin. This meeting is called to order. First item is the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'm good and I signed.
Oh, you already signed it. Okay. So we're ready to move on. Provisional ballot hearing. Do we have anybody?
So we had one provisional ballot cast for this election. He was given a letter at the polling location. Of course, we mailed the letter to that voter, and we followed through with posting the information on our county webpage as well, but I don't see him.
Okay.
So, and this ballot was not eligible to be counted unless he was able to bring in proof
Right.
that he had registered or changed his voter registration from Sebastian County to Washington County. So yes.
Okay, I guess we can give him a few more minutes, but let's go to certification.
Okay,
No, if it shows up before. Adjourn.
well then we
have to
sign
certify.
everything.
Yeah. we
So,
gotta
okay.
certify.
Okay.
So there are several different documents
Got it.
for the commission to sign.
Okay,
You know, the board can always make extra copies in case something happens. This first one is for the Prairie Grove School District. This is the certificate that they send to us that we just put the numbers in. So it has a place for your signatures there. The same with Greenland. And then the same with Farmington.
okay.
You need both copies.
Yes.
You've already,
We have.
basically transmitted this to them.
Well, no, we will, as soon as this meeting's over, we'll
Oh,
take it and
okay.
file with the county clerk's office. Then we will scan and send these to the various.
I mean, they know the results.
Yes.
Makes it a.
Great job. So the ones that failed, when's their next opportunity to bring this back?
So this is for Farmington, so this one will need to be signed too. So the next opportunity for a special election is in November.
Okay.
I'm not sure, sometimes there's a waiting period of 6 months, I
That's
don't
what I
know. But obviously November would be the next time, or the March primary.
Okay.
So, So this is-
It's so close.
yes, so that is for Farmington. So each individual candidate gets a certificate of election. There are two here, basically, for you guys to sign. So that way, if we need a backup one, we.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you want to give one stack to Renee, then switch.
So this is,
This is for each
Yeah,
individual
each
school
individual-
candidate.
and it's just telling them who was elected.
Yes. There's a new procedure for the certification of school board candidates. In the past, we didn't do this certificate of election for them. We do it for the JP fees for the municipals. So this is a new thing for them, that they will receive. And Becky has a commission that she has to give them as well. So it's a little bit different process.
Oh,
Is this based on new law?
Yes. But it was one of those where it didn't go into effect until
oh, yeah.
May of 2024, which in 2024, we had our school election in March. So this is the first.
That took care of it.
The first time for us to
Yeah.
have to do this part of it.
Huh. Interesting that they have 5 different individuals who can go ahead and administer the oath of office. They want to cover their ground.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone to a
And I want to
meeting
think
somewhere.
too, that there was new legislation that added another
Oh,
person
really?
who could do an oath of office. I'll have to look and see what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, imagine now when we do
Oh,
the
gosh.
primary. There's gonna be
Yeah.
added into the 15 JPs, the 3 constables, all of those. So yeah, so.
I need to start bringing the signatures in. Heavyweight paper. This one signature is a little longer than yours.
It's okay. I should-
Well, you know, I guess I didn't the last time when we had so many to sign. But,
And you can always tell Max's
yeah,
by the back page,
uh-huh.
it was always different than the front page.
Well, my 5th grade teacher always has insisted on good writing. It's hard for me to not do what she said after all these years.
I was impressed with
Yeah, she did.
it.
At least one of my teachers did.
Oh, just make sure we all know. Check my spelling. while you're at it.
Okay,
signatures.
I'm gonna compare signatures.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So then this is the certificate of collection. So this is the actual document that we print out of the computer with everything in it. So this goes to the county clerk's office.
Okay.
And so there's 3 of those, and then you can just initial the front page if you want to. You don't have to.
You know, we
You
the
guys
initial
did
one.
one of them, I
Yeah.
saw, so yeah.
we did all of that.
Yeah. So, but there's, yes, the front page, yes,
You want to sign here.
yes.
And you want to do it on here?
You can initial the front page of each one of these and then.
Oh, okay.
You're calling the front page.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes,
Page
yeah.
2.
Mhm.
What?
Or, no.
One more thing,
Yeah.
so. This is the ballot disposition report. This goes to the State Board of Election Commissioners after every election. This breaks down how many provisional ballots we had, whether they counted or didn't count, how many absentees we had, how many were rejected, not rejected. We only had 1 provisional ballot. It was not counted. We had 0 rejected absentee ballots. So that's what this document is. And then I just have attached this into to the state, the back page. So, I made copies if you wanted to review it, but there's a place for your signatures and date on that. I think I am gonna visit with the state board. There's one category that's missing on this document, and it's for abandoned ballots. Abandoned ballots, we had one this election,
Oh, we
we
did.
have at least one every election, so
Yeah.
that's where a vote comes in, gets checked in, they turn their ballot back into us. And so, we treat that as an abandoned ballot, and there's not a place on here for, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
and then I probably should have started with this
Oh.
document, but. So,
Wait a minute,
Just-
we're getting an apology already?
but basically, this is just, if you wanted to look at this, after every election, we reconcile the numbers, and so basically, this is what this is. any discrepancies that we discovered, and when I say discrepancies, such as the abandoned ballot, we had a canceled ballot, provisional ballot. We take that from election night and we actually go back through everything. So for instance, we had one polling place that had 2 less names on their list of voters than what showed being checked in. So we took their list of voters
Right.
plus the list of names checked in to balance and find those 2 things to be able to reconcile that. The same thing, Greenland had a canceled ballot that the clerk did that showed on Connect 1 more ballot than what they actually had, but it's the canceled ballot. So any place we had discrepancies, we went back to verify all of that information. And so this is basically just a report that we will keep with the election that shows how our numbers balance out and
Summary.
how we reconcile.
Not sending this.
No, I don't send that to anyone. This is just, we start that election night. There's 2 reports, one that I keep, or Alexis sometimes keeps for us. That comes off of the totals pages and all of that. And then there's one that Debbie and Lacey do.
Okay.
And we keep our numbers independently of one another so that at the
Right.
end of the night, we match our numbers. So this
Yeah.
is just that report pretty,
Okay.
basically with all the documentation backing it up.
So you need anything from us? on
No, I just thought I would share, because there was one vote that was very, one
So
race that
these
was
are-
very close.
Right.
These are either real or copies.
They're just copies, yeah.
Well, this is something like what you'll do
When you do the
for
audit.
the audit that you're gonna start doing.
Yes,
It'll, or at least it'll be part of it.
it will be part of it, yes. So, but this is just,
But
that.
you'll have the data back there.
Mhm.
You'll have this on file.
yeah, so it's just one more tool to be able to let the public know
Right.
that we
Although
have
it is
gone
another
back through.
stack of paper.
It is. I am,
Another tree.
yes,
There we go.
but yeah,
we're never gonna get away from paper. It just simply is too difficult to do.
that's just,
Super. I think you're being very thorough.
we try, especially, when those races are so close.
Yes.
You want to make sure that you can verify that there is a ballot for every voter that's checked in. And you want to make sure that you go through
Yeah.
everything, so that you can confidently say
Mhm.
that we have double checked that our numbers match across the board. And if there is a number that's off, we know.
You're closer
why.
to finding it
Yes, yes.
as you look at those.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
super.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of certification.
that is.
Upcoming projects, what do you got?
So, July 10th will be the regional meeting for, it had been in June, but it has rescheduled. July 10th is the regional meeting for, going over laws. That'll be with the State Board of Election Commissioners,
Okay.
myself and the Secretary of State's office.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm
Okay, so,
okay.
that one's not a mandatory meeting. It's
Okay.
not, it's just an
It'll
informational
be,
meeting.
because they have not yet totally promulgated.
No,
their-
they have not. So, and I don't know that they will have the rules promulgated by that July meeting. And
What is the reason for that?
it's basically, they will go over the new legislative changes,
They've been.
the state board,
State board.
yeah. So. Similar to what we did at our last commission meeting, this will be a
Right,
regional meeting,
right.
for them. And then August 21st, and I can resend out these dates, but August 21st, this is a new one. The Secretary of State has asked us to host a regional, meeting for, election security, kind of the cybersecurity.
Okay.
And that will be, at 1 o'clock, but when I get more information on that,
Yeah.
but I already
That's
have
in August.
August. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
And it'll be here. It won't be over at the sheriff's.
I don't think I have enough tables yet for all of us. So I've already got the sheriff's annex reserved.
Oh, okay.
If we thought we might want to have it here, but with it being this, the Northwest Regional, if it's 80 people, I don't
We're not
think I
allowed.
can get 80 people in here.
I'm not allowed to have that many.
Oh, are we not?
Well, I know, he said if we have 49 or more,
We have to open the
I
big
have
door.
to- if we have an emergency, I have to open the
Oh.
bay door. So that's our emergency exit until the first door
Okay.
gets
Okay.
installed. So, yeah, so, and then, we will, I'm actually going to do, training for our supervisors this summer in preparation for the mandatory training that they'll have to have, and I'm kind of calling it our back to basics training. All those little things that they do on election day that we don't have time to talk about because the training is so heavy on how to do provisionals, how to do all of those different things, that I want to go over
Yeah.
those kind of things. We've been listening to the State Board of Election Commissioners meetings when they have discussed investigations that they've been doing in counties where complaints have been filed.
Yeah.
Just kind of making note of why was that complaint filed? Where was the disconnect? What kind of failure was there on part of either what was provided to the poll workers or supervisors, or kind of what was the circumstances, so that we can make our training better.
What are they finding?
So some of them have to do with poll watchers and kind of,
Oh.
there's always that friction between our poll workers and poll watchers. Our poll workers have a healthy fear of poll watchers. They are scared to death of them. That is not every county.
Yeah.
In some counties, there is very much an adversarial attitude between the poll workers and poll watchers, and incidents happen. So it's things like that, making sure that when a poll watcher comes in, we know how to approach the poll watcher. The poll watcher provides us the proper information, or providing them space to see what they need to see. So that's been one, electioneering. What
Okay,
is
yeah.
electioneering? Do our poll workers know what electioneering
Yeah.
is? That has been one, let's see, some of them that we've listened to are much more serious. A polling place not being open at 7:30,
Okay.
not open till 10.
Oh.
So some of them are a lot more serious,
Oh, my goodness.
and so those are kind of things.
Yeah.
But talking to our poll workers about the fact that, hey, at 7:30, even if the Wi-Fi doesn't turn on, our tablets still work. You can check in voters. If the tablets don't work, then you can call the county clerk's office and just write the names down on the list and pull ballots up manually. Like those kind of
Yeah.
things, like we have ways to be open at 7:30, even, without
Right.
X, Y, and Z. If you're without power, we can still open up. So just those kind of things that
Okay.
during training, because we're so focused on other things, we don't have really time to.
So I mean, it was a lot of little things mostly, and nothing particular that seemed to be overwhelming at many places.
So some of the situations got bad.
Oh,
Like
okay.
some of the poll workers
Mhm.
and poll watchers kind of got kind of nasty.
Mhm.
But some of them, you're just like, okay, the person just called and made a complaint. One of them has been standing too close to the DS 200.
Oh.
It is so hard. We talk in every training to our poll workers that you cannot stand next to the DS 200. You have to be back away. But as the day progresses, I get
Oh,
closer to that DS 200. So this one, that complaint started with that, but then the poll worker actually told the voters that none of the candidates were worth voting on.
oh.
No.
Yeah.
So, that obviously, we
Oh.
want to investigate that, but we actually had 2 poll workers that we sent home. That the supervisors were like, we have to be careful, we can't say these things, and the supervisor sent them home, which is the appropriate thing to do.
Right.
Because we don't want a complaint filed against us because we didn't handle the situation. Some of them can be little things. We heard one where the poll monitor, which is different than a poll watcher. The poll monitor is actually sent by the state board of election commissioners. They couldn't find where the poll workers had taken their oath of office. So we have every election, the poll workers can't find their pay sheets that has their oath of
Oh,
office
yeah.
on it, you know, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, what if a poll monitor had been in there and our poll workers couldn't find their oath of office? Just those little things. So, you know, just to kind of make sure we're not on the list and.
If you can
And
avoid
being
it, don't
investigated,
be on,
how
yeah.
can we, what can we do?
Right.
So those, yeah, so. So that's kind of what our summer will be, and of course, prepping for, the primary election. And then, of course, we will have to have a restructuring meeting in the sense that we will have a new Democratic, commissioner sometime, I would say in June. And so we will need to meet to swear that commissioner in and get that commissioner acclimated. So I don't have a meeting scheduled in June, but we'll coordinate one
Okay.
after we get, after we hear information from the Democratic Party. So, yeah.
All right. So that's upcoming projects. Anything else? Jim, you got any upcoming projects besides driving your way around Branson?
Branson, that's what I've been told.
Okay, all
I guess I
right.
do have one more.
Oh, you do have one more?
Officially, this will be Debbie's last meeting.
Oh, my goodness.
She
Okay.
retires next Friday. Of course, her plan is to come back,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna.
Kicking and screaming.
Yes. But, yes, so she will actually be retired as of next
Right.
Friday. So,
Okay.
yes, so. I want to thank.
A
her
certain
for
attitude change that occurs, by the way.
everything.
Be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, other business, any other business?
Not for me.
Anybody? Okay, yes, we are adjourned.